Welcome to Finding Solutions with eBay Joey and Stevie D. Welcome to a Reseller's Journey presents Finding Solutions. I am your host, eBay Joey, and my co-host, Stevie D. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome. And if not, welcome back. What's up, Stevie? How we doing?
Doing as good as we can right now, right, Joe? Not too much we can do, but
Today is March 19th. As everybody knows, the coronavirus is in North America, especially in the United States. So we got a special Finding Solutions based on what's going on, and we got some questions that are tailored to this. So we're going to give our opinions, and hopefully we can find the solution for most. Let's just get it started. Stevie, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it, brother.
All right. Should you drop price to sell quickly or hold on till it passes? What approach are you taking?
Personally, I'm still standing pat right now. I pride myself on trying to pick up premium items, and I think they're high quality things that should be able to endure these times. Luckily, I'm in a position financially that I don't have to dump. I can get through it. I mean, knock on wood, I'm hoping that we get through this pretty quick in the next couple weeks, maybe a month or two, and we can get back to business as normal. But I'm sure there'll be some recovery time. I know we're going to slow up on cleats and track shoes and football things and sporting goods that have been pushed off right now to the summertime or maybe even to the fall. But personally, I'm in a position I can wait out. I know other people aren't. Everybody's situation's unique right now, and they're financially. So I think at this time, really, you need to do what's best for you. One of the things I think that would be, maybe to give some advice that would be better for everybody is if you do have items that, maybe you need to get rid of and they were recent purchases, I would recommend probably returning them straight to the location if they're open. Now, I know Marshall's just in the last couple of, hours announced they are closing all locations, the Marshalls and TJ Maxx, I believe. So that's going to put a little bit of a, hindrance on that. But, I would suggest for the people out there that still are trying, to produce some kind of profit for their family, if you can take the items back and return them, I would suggest doing that to try to help everybody. If you can't, if you got it, this is one of the times I can't blame somebody for dumping. I'm not going to get heated if somebody needs to get some money to take care of their family at a time like this. And I don't think anybody can really, get upset with somebody at that point. How about you, Joe? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of both. I am lowering my prices to get some action. And particularly, this is items that I just had for a while. Maybe some people would say that they're stale, they're stagnant, whatever the case that you want to call it. I'm lowering it, I'm moving it. And, for me, whatever my business model has been in the past, which is at minimum 50%, it's gone out the window due to this coronavirus situation. So I'm aggressive. I'm taking whatever I can. However, there are some other finds that I recently found within 30 days. I'm holding on to those. I'm going to be a little bit patient. If an offer I get, let's say I have something for 180 and I get an offer for 160, 150, I'm probably going to just take it because of the situation we're in. So also, I do have a little bit of debt in my business. So usually what I do, Stevie, is when I go sourcing, I put everything on a credit card. I get my points, as we've talked about in previous episodes. Now, since this news has broken out within the last 30 days, I've been returning whatever I feel is just something that just I could just wait and live without. And that's what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, is just kind of hitting these stores. But Marshall's, man, I got like 7 pairs I was going to return today, and unfortunately they were closed, but I did get a lot of stuff back.
Yeah, and I think even too, if you do get jammed up in that situation, there are people, whether they're real or not, that are advertising on Instagram that they're looking to cash you out.
Mm-hmm.
So I have already seen some people that really are all talk about it. When it comes down to time to forking up the money, they really don't want to do it. But there are some people out there that will cash you out on certain items. So do your due diligence, look around, look for some of the big resellers, and they probably will be able to help you out.
Yeah, but I think, like you said earlier, just to piggyback on that, depends what the situation is. If you really need the money and you can't return it, yeah, lower your price, get that money. And I think right now everybody's understanding, and it really doesn't even matter what people think. Just cash out and move forward. Next question, Stevie, which is really interesting. Should you stop sourcing or should you be more cautious? What's your approach right now?
I mean, I've pretty much slowed down. I mean, obviously, like we said, Marshalls and TJ Maxx, you're done. So that leaves you with Ross and Burlington, who, I've
Hmm.
already heard some Rosses, especially in the Philadelphia area, have closed. I think it's going to be a store to store situation with their staffing issues. I think one other thing that actually just passed as we're talking right now in the last 10 minutes, it looks like Pennsylvania is putting a mandate down right now to shut down all vendors that are non-vital locations. So that might put a little bit of a fork in the, state by state again, like we said, things are going to change.
Hmm.
Um, I hit Burlington the other day. I was on my way home from work, so I ran in real quick and grabbed a couple things. But I'm not going out of my way to source at this time right now. It's really I'm taking this as a time to get through my death piles, list, take better photos, update listings, cross list, the little things that I don't get to do really on a day-to-day basis due to time. I just want to make sure to try to get as much listed as I can right now on all the platforms and get as many eyes as possible on them.
Yeah, I think, when the person asked the question, should you stop sourcing? It's a really a case by case. Now, I know for people that are full time, I've been talking to a lot of resellers lately, with this whole crisis going on, just to really find a pulse on how is it based on where you live and the regions. And, for some people, they're still out there sourcing, especially the full timers. Some part timers, they feel that they want to get everything now and there's more for them. Hey, if you're in the position and you can do it and that's your business model and you feel confident, great. For me, Stevie, I haven't sourced in the last 2 weeks. The first week when I decided to stop, I was very cautious. I was a little bit more diligent. I was putting a little bit more. Like I wasn't just not going to pick up something I had a hunch on, and so that's when I started to change. And I said, you know what, like let's see how this is going to play out. I mean, I already have a good size inventory and just take it day by day, but really totally up to you. I mean, Instagram right now, Stevie, I scroll and people are still out there. Now I even see people with gloves, taking pictures. And so we'll see how long it lasts, but the question I have to ask is what happens when they shut down everything? Who's going to buy your product? Let's say you can't ship, then what happens?
Well, that's the issue is once the shipping services go away, all of this stops. That's
Hmm.
really it. That's going to leave you down to local marketplaces at that time, which, I don't know how many people want to buy Yeezys and meet you at the corner store, in times
Hmm.
like this. So, I think this is all going to come to an end for a little while in a short period of time. So, if people want to get out there and get their last bit of scraps in and, just sit on them for the next couple of weeks, God bless you. Do whatever makes you happy. Everybody's in a
Yeah.
different situation, but I think we're at the point now where this is going to be wrapping up in the next couple of days, and that's going to be it for the next probably 2 to 4 weeks, I would imagine.
Yeah, in addition to that, I mean, personally, and I've told you this, off air, but I've been going to StockX and go every day. And when there's offers out there, if I feel that they're worthy, I'll take them. And in the last couple of days, I probably shipped out easy like 16 items, just kind of moving stuff. Now, for me, my situation is a little bit different. I'm part time. Some of this stuff I still owed the credit card companies, and some of it I owned myself, but I was okay with making that move. And, like we said, everybody's different and everybody's going to do what they want to do. But at what point do you start taking offers, Stevie? What do you feel like is appropriate timing?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I've taken a few that I actually made legitimate profit on. I mean, I took one the other night for 210 on a pair that I paid $45 on. I mean, that's a normal everyday,
Yeah.
no issue take, but I'm not going to lose money on anything. I know we're going to get through this as a country. I know we're going to do
Mm.
it. I'm not looking to cash out for a loss. I mean, I'm still looking if there's a 50% margin there, I'll take an offer right now, probably. But I mean, outside of that, I'm really content with just holding on and getting through this over the next couple of weeks and seeing what happens at that point. Like we said before, hype beasts never die. There's always going to be somebody looking, and there's always somebody out there with a pocket full of cash. So, even when we come out of this, there's still going to be buyers. Just may not be as much. It might take a little while to recover, but we'll get through this in the
Yeah.
next few weeks, hopefully.
Awesome. Hopefully, we found the solution for people wanting to source. Next question. is the economy slash impact of sports. And so right now, every major sport in North America or United States is pretty much shut down. So what do you think the impact is economy
Well,
wise, Stevie?
yeah, I mean, actually, I'm big in global sports. The only two leagues in the world right now that are open are the Turkish and the Australian soccer leagues. They're the only two leagues in major sports that are open at this point. And that's being very heavily frowned upon in both of those countries. So, I mean, obviously, you know, people aren't going to games. They're not buying jerseys. They're not buying, things to represent their teams, hats, things like that. So clothing's going to slow down. You know, sports leagues are shut down. High school, college, intramural, rec leagues, travel, everything's shut down right
Mm.
now. So the need for cleats and all of those items are null right now. So we're looking at probably late summer, resumption, fall, to when this stuff's going to start moving again. Luckily, we live in a country where a lot of sports are year round at this point now. So hopefully, once everything clears and people get back into sports, we can start moving it again. But I think the financial portion of it is, you're going to have people that work in corporations. It sucks to say, but that are probably going to go out of business. Small mom and pop companies. Some people are self-employed and have their own businesses. There's going to be businesses that don't make it through this, and it's sad to say, but people are going to lose their jobs. People are going to lose their businesses, and it's going to prevent them from being able to spend money. And it's a pardon my French, it's a shitty thing to think about, but that's going to be life right now. And, it's everybody's in a different situation, but, we also know that a lot of people are, in a good position to spend money. And when this is over, they'll resume life as it was, so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be able to still, when we come out of this, sell our product and get in. It might be a little bit of a time to kind of build it back up again. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think, there's especially in America, I think when you talk about being a fan of a sports team, we're very passionate people. The fan is fanatic, man. I mean, it's just one of those things. And so for it to be on hold and for a lot of money to be at stake and for people, for the higher ups to put humanity and safety first was really surprising to me, where it's like they decided, they talked about playing games with no fans in the arena, Disneyland closed. I mean, like all these different entities are pitting all that aside, and you're also seeing these people pay their employees while they close. Now, I think it's gonna pit a little bit of it's gonna do a little bit of damage, but I think we're gonna come back stronger. I think people are gonna it's gonna bring people together. Americans, I think people are gonna put religion aside. I think they're gonna put politics aside, social income, things like that, and hopefully we can just rebound together, Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, living in the Northeast, the last thing I can remember of that kind of situation was after 9/11. I live 2 hours south of New York, and I can remember, those Yankees Mets games, right after 9/11 and the way that the city, rebounded from sports. It's a place to escape reality for a couple hours and, would be with people and celebrate and, have a good time. And, you know, being the sports fan that I am, I know once this is done and sports kick back up, it's going to be a place for everybody to celebrate and get together and, spend time with your friends and your family. And, there's going to be a financial part that comes with that. It's going to be sales are going to come back. People are going to buy things to support their teams. People are going to be out spending money. There's talk of a stimulus program coming out from the government, possibly. We know that not everybody's going to use that to pay bills. Some people are going to
Hmm.
use it to buy shoes. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's the truth. And,
Hmm.
I think we'll get through all of this in due time. And, like you said, the country's going to rally. Everyone will rally. And, hopefully, like you said, religion and politics aside, I hope that's the case. I hope everybody can just, do their best to get everybody back up and running, support small businesses, and, really try to keep the company prosperous and, just keep it pumping at this time.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, this is a hobby. It's part time. For some people, it's full time. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to run your business or make a business decision. It's totally up to you. I don't think McDonald's is worried about what Wendy's decides to do, what Burger King decides to do, or any fast food chain. I think they just focus on themselves. So this is a great time where it's like you need to do as a business person what you feel is best for your situation. And I know some people will get some heat and people will say, no, that's right, that's wrong, or you're this, or you're that. It doesn't matter. You need to focus on your own. And, lately I've been talking to a lot of resellers, Stevie, and, we're talking about sales and numbers. So I'm going to take this time to share a little bit about what's going on with my business at the moment. I'm not going to talk dollars, but I'm going to talk about items sold and margins. And you can start to see the effect. But last month, I sold 16 items on eBay, and my profit margin was 185. Stevie. Fast forward to now, I've sold 14 items, and my profit margin is 123. Go and StockX last month, 13 items sold, 77% margin. This month, 19 items sold, 40% margin. Posh, I only had one sale last month, 111%. And then so far on Posh, I got three sales, 89%. So one thing that I'm noticing, Stevie, is that I'm starting to see a decline in the profit margin, and it's gonna happen. You can't always kill it, but hopefully, this information that I'm sharing with people really helps them out and understand, like, you're not gonna be able to kill it all the time. It's you're gonna have to settle, and if not settle, then there's potential that this whole reselling game could end for you if you don't make some adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a full-time job which hasn't closed yet. We've
Mhm.
reduced hours a little bit, but as of this taping, we're still open for business, and we haven't announced a date where we're looking to close yet. Obviously things are changing by the day. My sales, being again a heavy part-time reseller,
Yeah.
I had a monster Sunday, and it was a lot of stuff that is non-needed product at this time. And then come Monday, I was down to two. Um, and then two, it's been two items pretty much a day at this point. I did
Hmm.
sell a pair of golf shoes today, which is not a necessity, obviously, and then I sold an electronic. That is something that is going to be used at home right now, and that's the kind of stuff that I would imagine people are selling, or board games, video games, books, things that people are going to use to pass time. But sales have definitely declined big time. So,
Yeah.
like I said, this is a point for me where I'm, I'll be a little bit more aggressive while the postal services are still open, but within reason. But I'm really going to focus on just, loading up more listings. So for when we do come out of this, I'm, better prepared to really load up and get the profits rolling again.
Yeah, and it's also important, for if this is your first time listening, um, Steve and I, I have the philosophy 80-20. 80% is mainly shoes, the other 20. But also, we've talked about it. It's good to diversify and be on different platforms. And starting January 1st, I decided to go on Posh. So now when I'm starting to get the onesie, twosies, three sales here, and it starts to build, it's like that never existed in my business model. So this might be a good time for people to list everything on a platform, maybe start a new platform and really drive those sales. Listen, people are still buying stuff out there, believe it or not, people are still buying. I don't know, did you sell a Vapor Max this month, Stevie?
Hmm.
Or within like the last week? I mean,
Yeah,
there you go. People want to look good while they're staying at home,
that's
but
right.
list. And then also, I want to take this time where I've been talking to a lot of resellers, and Stevie mentioned it earlier. People want to cash you out. I know some people that have said, eBay Joey, I want to cash people out. So if anybody wants to sell some product, there's some people I know on the West Coast. I talked to Maximo Fines. He said he would be interested in buying some people out. I know you said, Stevie, that you would be interested in cashing people out. I know some others across the United States will figure it out. But if you're in a situation where you really want to move some product, I'll be the middleman for you. I'll put you in contact with the right people. You guys work out a deal. I don't want no commission. I'm just trying to help someone else move some product. And I'm going to connect you with people that are serious, not these people posting on Instagram, I'm going to cash you out of this and that. And then you hit them up and nothing's happening. So if you're serious about that, send Stevie a DM or send me a DM. And that's about it. But Stevie, where can people find you?
Well, if I do get locked down, I'll probably have plenty of time to put a bunch of YouTube videos out since I haven't in 6 weeks. So Instagram and YouTube,
Yeah.
stevie.d.reselling. Yeah, I just want to take this time to tell everybody to make sure you be safe out there. Look, at this point now, shut it down. I mean, I know some people still even today are posting some Burlington finds and some amazing stuff. It's at this point, listen, family first. You know, if you're a single person and you don't have any family, God bless you, do whatever you want to do. But you got a wife, you got kids, you got, you know, family and relatives that are living with you. The last thing you need to do is be out in these stores and, you know, if you got an elderly person that lives with you and you go out and pick something up and bring it home, hospitals are a mess right now. Urgent cares are a mess right now. You know, stay home. Yeah, really. You know, I would die to stay home right now. You know, it's a sad thing to say, but I'm working every day. I got an 11A job that I'm working right now that, you know, it's not my favorite thing. I'd rather be home with my family right now, taking care of them. And, you know, unfortunately, I'm not. For the people who are lucky enough to stay home and take care of their business, you know, I'm jealous. Stay home, you know, and do the right thing and spend the time with the loved ones, get your affairs in order. And look, it's a great time for people that ask us tons of questions. You know, you can go online right now on YouTube and watch videos, you know, read up on the craft, you know, build relationships with other people right now and ask questions. I think it's a great time to expand your knowledge, learn other platforms, you know, and just brush up on your craft and get better at it. And, you know, Joey and myself, like we've always said, we're here to help anybody, answer any questions. If you want to, you know, have a discussion. I've had some DMs over the past week of people that, you know, have had some serious tough times and, you know, they're in a place right now where they don't know what to do. And, you know, my DMs are always open if anybody ever wants to talk in a tough time like this, you know, and try to help you out and get you through it if need be. How about yourself, Joey? Where you at, bud?
Yeah, man. So I'm at eBay Joey on Instagram, and then the show's Instagram is at a reseller's journey. Also, we do have a website, a resellersjourney.com. You can email. Um, all the platforms are there. Also, just to piggyback on what you're saying, Stevie, you know, there's times people DM me and I'll say, hey, you want to just talk? Here's my phone number. Uh, you know, as long as my schedule allows it, my wife's asleep, my kids are asleep, you want to talk late night, we can talk. If you want to have a group discussion, Stevie and myself, hey, let's talk. You know, right now, if you want a second opinion, a third opinion, hey, that's what we're here for. So I appreciate the audience for tuning in. Be safe out there. Thank you for all the support. And I think not only as a country, but I think as a global community and a reseller community, we're really gonna, you know, come out this successful. But we all got to be patient, understanding, and work together. And remember, never forget why you started. Peace.
Be safe.